All right, for your squid dissection, the most important thing you need to do is make sure you actually have it laid out correctly. With the squid, the eyeballs are at the anterior end, the head end, and the fins, which are these little bits that stick out to the side here, are up at the pointy end, which is the posterior end. What we're looking at here is the dorsal side, and I know it's the dorsal because we have this little pointy bit right here between the eyeballs. That is not the side I want to cut open. I want to cut open the ventral side, and I can recognize, because that's where all the guts are located, and I can recognize the ventral side because it's going to have this little notch right here. And it's going to have this tube right here. Okay, so once you get your squid laid out so that you've got the ventral side up, you're going to take some scissors, put it in that notch right there, and just cut. So you're going to go right on up the middle, and what you're cutting is the mantle. So remember, we said the mantle is surrounding the organs, it's making and repairing the shell, and in the case of squid, it's what we eat. So whenever you have calamari steak or little calamari bits, what you're having is the mantle. Okay, so now that we've got our mantle cut open, we're going to lay it out to the sides. And then look at what we've got. So here's our mantle right here. This feathery looking thing off to this side and the other one off to this side are the gills. Remember, gills are like the lungs of the ocean world for most things other than mammals. They are going to be collecting oxygen. This large mass up here is the gonad. This is where the reproductive cells are being made, and in this case our squid is a female, and I know that because these little clear circles here, you can see all the individual little dots, each one of these is an egg. If it was a male, this would all be white. Okay, but it's not, it's clear, so this is a female. This white organ over here is called the cecum. It's important in digestion. And then this sort of silvery bit right here is the ink sac. It holds the ink. So if you've ever watched Finding Nemo, when Nemo's friend, the squid, gets scared, he squirts the ink out. This is where the ink gets stored. Okay, so the ink sac is holding the ink, which we can see as this little black bit here. We have some ligaments down on the side, and then that opening that we looked at earlier, oops, that little tube bit, this part right here where my pointy stick is coming through, this is called the siphon or the funnel. And what happens is water goes into the mantle, and then the mantle compresses and it gets squirted out through this piece right here, causing jet propulsion. So the water gets forced out this way and the squid moves that way. Now at the top of each gill, you'll see this sort of mucusy, blobby looking thing here. That's a heart. There'll be another one over here. Oh, there it is, right there, that yellow blobby thing. That's the second heart. And then the third heart is this blob right here in the middle. So squid actually have 3 hearts, one at the top of each gill, and then one in the middle. Now, the last thing you need to do in your squid dissection is to, and the hearts are pumping fluid around within the material. So the last thing you're going to do is get the shell out. So remember that pointy part we saw on the dorsal side? That's actually the shell. It's called the pen. And we're going to, see if I can do this one-handed, use your forceps, your tweezers, move the head to the side, and you're gonna grab onto it sort of up there and then pull in a nice steady movement, which is a lot easier to do if you have two hands. But when you do that, what you'll see, I broke it, sorry, is this plastic feathery, it'll come out a lot more smoothly for you, trust me. Is this piece right here. There we go. All right, so it's a little broken, a little damaged. Okay, there it is. So that is the pen. It is the shell. It's on the dorsal side, providing protection and structure. If you've ever used squid for bait, you hook your hook so that it doesn't fall off into the pen, into this shell. It's really thin. It looks like plastic, but it's actually calcium carbonate. And if you want, you can actually pop the ink sac and use the tip of the pen to write with, like it's a feather quill, an old-fashioned quill pen. That's why they actually call it the pen. So what you're identifying is the pen, right, or the shell, which is going to provide structure and protection. The mantle, which is surrounding and protecting the organs and making and repairing the shell. The gonad, which is used for reproduction. The cecum, which is used for digestion. The gills, which are used for respiration, right? Oxygen collection, gas exchange. At the top, the heart, which is a pump. The ink sac, which is used to hold the ink. The funnel, which is used for movement. Oh yeah, and then we also have the arms, which are also important in movement and grasping. And these longer pieces here, these, oops, that one broke. You'll see one, they're skinnier, a little longer than the arms. They only have suction cup at the end instead of all the way along. These are the tentacles, and they are important for reproduction. And then we also have the eyeballs for vision. And if you look in amongst the arms, you will see very closely that little, come on. In the middle there it is. That's the mouth. The little black part is the beak. That's what they're actually tearing the food apart with. And inside the beak is the radula, which we are not going to worry about. All right, have fun with your dissection.